So I formally welcome you all for this Impact Lecture Series 1. So today we are having two lecture series. One is by our eminent chief guest, Mhrd, another one is by our Dr. Ajit Prabhu. So the objective of this program is to kindle your entrepreneurship skills. So most of the target audience are our students. So there is always a famous quote that says that winners don't do the different things, they do the things differently. So today we are having two winners with us to kindle your energy and promote you in the entrepreneurship area. So winners always see the gain, losers always see the pain. But there is no gain without pain. So the person who is converting their pain to the gain will become a successful entrepreneur. So I would request all the participants to utilize this impact in this opportunity to promote ourselves as a successful, well-budding entrepreneur in future. So thank you once again. I welcome you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Piyasri Mahadevan Pillai, Principal of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology and Director, Ahalia Group of Academic Institutions, to deliver the presidential address. Over to you, sir. Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Am I audible properly?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good afternoon to all of you. I think we are getting very good strength. Nearly 218 people have joined. Some more will join. So, to hear from our guest of honor, Srimati Lekha. Mine is only a formality. Presidential address is only a formality in all these programs. After her speech, we'll be having the next guest, Dr. Ajit Prabhu, joining us maybe at 3 or later. And as we have decided, first Mrs. Lekha will be addressing our participants, and then you can ask questions to her. And I request all my students and teachers to ask her questions, because she's a pioneer in transformer manufacturing industry. Also, I really don't know how she came to transformers. She's basically a civil engineer. She did her from 1981 to 86 at NSS College of Engineering. So those times, engineering degree used to take nearly 5 years. I also had the same fate. So when I was in the final year, she was a first year student there. But again, I had the chance to teach her 2-3 semesters, because when I joined in the college in 1983, she was a second year student as a faculty. I think you remember that. So I always remember her face with smile only. I've never seen you without a smile, even now. So whenever I think of your name, that smile comes to my mind. And maybe, I don't know whether Mr. Balachandran's influence was there in transformers, I don't know. Because he is also an engineer.
Yes.
So maybe that's why you have gone to that area. It can happen, because basically I am in structural engineering. My wife is in environmental engineering. But most of my publications have been in environmental engineering. So this is a spouse influence. That also can happen. But last year, when going through some discussions of the alumni of NSS College of Engineering, I heard that Mrs. Lekha is having a wonderful performance. She got some state government awards, some industries awards, and also I have come across 1 or 2 meetings in which you have been addressing the TV. I couldn't listen to fully, but I have seen your face on the TV. So she's an established entrepreneur. That's what I can say. But an established entrepreneur comes normally from a lot of pains. Any entrepreneur, nowadays every month I have to address the teachers of colleges in Kerala on entrepreneurship. There is an institution at Ernakulam which is called Kerala Institute for Entrepreneurship Development. Every month it has got a faculty development program for college teachers. Arts, engineering, science, agriculture. So they insist that I engage one session for them. So I happily engage them. So at that time, in 2 or 3 sessions, I have told your name also. That I had a former student who has excelled in a cross-migrating entrepreneurship. She is basically from civil engineering, but she has crossed over to electrical and has become a history in the manufacturing sector. people will remember you with that. Of course, these programs are meant to inspire our students, to have some impact on our students. If there is some impact on our teachers also, I don't have any problem, because if any of our teachers want to become entrepreneurs, want to get some patents, next session is on patenting basically. It's all well and good, because the current dictum is that don't get tied up onto a single job. That's a new norm. The new norm is that if you get tied up onto a single job, there is every chance that you may be thrown out. You may be thrown out of job. That can happen. So I want my colleagues and students to have multifaceted outlook. Don't get yourself tied up to a peg, like the story of the cow which has been tied to a peg and which cannot move away. When any disaster comes, you will be the worst affected one. So even in industry, people have to get familiar with other things which is happening around the world. An academician should not be a mere academician. An entrepreneur should not be a mere entrepreneur. An entrepreneur should be an academician to an extent to get new knowledge. An academician should be an entrepreneur at times to get better jobs. So all these are, intertwined. So after the COVID, we are going to have a new world order. The prediction is that even people like Elon Musk predict that 80% of the present products and services will vanish. That means we cannot vanish. We are alive here. So we will have to accustom to the new systems and products and services which are coming hereafter. I had a dream long back that in my house I should have electric connection without any wiring. Even now in Kerala it's not possible, but it is possible in many countries. It has been, especially in countries like New Zealand, they have started progressing like anything. So by the verse, by remote control, by digital transmission, if you can have electricity also, maybe now the transmission loss is high, that's why people resort to equipments like transformers. But when the transmission losses can be made less in digital transmission, I feel that also may come. Maybe in the future business of Mrs. Lekha, she may think of, instead of fully depending on transformers, digital transmission equipments also may come for electric power. It's a new norm which is coming up. So we cannot be tied up to any single technology. Like what Elon Musk said, 80% of the products and services are going to change. So we have to change every day. Last week I was engaging a session in some other college teachers. A nearby college teacher session I was engaging. I told them this fact, that any teacher who has not been working for 2 years since now, they have become outdated. The entire teaching technology has gone different. Online teaching is an entirely new process. Submitting assignments on Google Classroom, evaluation being done by online examination, all these have put in a new challenge to the teachers. When we conducted survey among our teachers, 86% of the teachers mentioned that they could easily adapt to it because they have been in the system. But around 10% of the teachers told that it was difficult for them to get adapted. So that adaptation style, adaptation methodology is very much important, not only in academics, but also in entrepreneurship. So an entrepreneur doesn't mean somebody who finds a business and continues it forever. An entrepreneur means somebody is in search of new business, new vistas, new avenues, new technology, new manpower. And maybe that is why Mrs. Lekha has been invited to our midst, because she has proved herself to be utilizing this. Moreover, the engineering background, whether you are civil or mechanical or electrical or electronics, the engineer background gives you a cutting edge advantage. For example, once Gorbachev was mentioning, Gorbachev was the last president of Union of Soviet Socialist Republic, or the first president of Russia. He was saying that even if your driver is an engineer, he'll be a better driver. So engineering gives you a lot of input. And that is why in entrepreneurship, engineers have got a better chance to succeed. And that is why we are presenting before you a success story who is basically an engineer. Okay, so I'm not taking a lot of time because I think my people would have been fed up with my talks. I've got a bad habit of talking everywhere and anywhere. So we eagerly look forward to hearing from Mrs. Lekha Balachandran and Dr. Ajit Prabhu. And with this prelude, and expressing my heartfelt thanks to both of you. Of course, I have connection with both of them. Lekha has been my student, and Dr. Prabhu is my native. We are from the same place, and our fathers work together. So we are all having connections, past connections. This is a time to revive. So thank you very much for joining us. I call it off. My presidential address is over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Krishna Kumar Kishore, sir, Vice Principal and Executive Director, Ahalia Group of Academic Institution, for the felicitation address. Welcome you, sir.
Right. Thank you, Lakshmi. I hope it's audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me a great pleasure to provide the felicitation for today's function. The Impact Lecture Series has been, it's a handful of institutions across the country that have got the opportunity to organize such an event, and it's quite happy and pleased to hear that our institution was able to organize this Impact Lecture Series. That is as part of the Ministry of Education's innovation section, and also tying up with the Kerala Startup Mission, along with our center at our campus over here. To invite and thank two guests of honor today, Mrs. Lekha Balachandran and Dr. Ajit Prabhu. Dr. Ajit Prabhu has been here in our campus a few years back as well, and it gives me great pleasure to meet him again. I congratulate the organizers for having this, and this is the first of the few series that we have. There are, if I understand correctly, there are 3 series that are planned, and this is the first one. I hope all the participants are able to get some useful information out of this as well. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Lakshmi.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on to our session, I would like to call upon Ms. Mitra PC, student of 2nd semester, Department of Civil Engineering, to introduce the speaker.
Good afternoon. Today on this auspicious occasion, we have someone special with us. With all your permission, let me welcome Ms. Lekha Balachandran. Ms. Lekha Balachandran herself is the managing partner of Resitec Electricals located at the Industrial Development Area, Aluva. She started her career in 1989 after completing her BTech from Calicut University. She has a great experience of almost 31 years in heavy engineering. She had been in the position of convener of Ladies Forum Kerala Chamber of Commerce and Industry, president of Hindu Economic Forum, business organization helping students for professional studies. She has received many prestigious awards throughout her long and established career, including Best Woman Entrepreneur Award, Navaratna Award for Lady Entrepreneurship, Best Brand Award by Kerala Small Scale Industry Association, and many more. When we take a look of Resitec Electricals, their products are approved by corporates and government sectors. They are the major producers for KSEB, Water Authority, and many other recognized government services. Once again, I would like to welcome Ms. Lekha Balachandran to this lecture series.
Respected Principal Sri Mahadevan Sir, faculties of this college, any other dignitaries if present, and my dear energy banks, an energetic good afternoon to one and all. Thank you, Mitra, for the generous introduction. Sometimes I feel hearing your introduction, I am in the top of the world. The very next moment, I realized that it's simply because there isn't much women entrepreneurs in Kerala, that too in manufacturing industry. That's why they are recognizing me. Realizing that I'm being humble. Thank you for inviting me to this prestigious institution, and I'm really honored to get an invite from an institution where my sir is the principal. The most precious award for a teacher is when a student, after a few decades, still remembers his or her classes, the portions he taught. With all due respect, I still remember the classes taken by Sri Mahadevan Pillai sir, the astrology, astronomy classes. Your principal can be proud of that. He was our teacher, as sir mentioned. And the debates he conducted during the college days, as he said, he was, I think, 3 years senior to me. No, 4 years senior to me. And he was a very good teacher, a good leader, an excellent orator, and a respected personality too. Though he was only 4 years senior to me, he commands respect more than that. So I don't have no other choice for me. Simply accept the invitation. Thank you so much for that. As sir said, I am a civil engineer. I will come to that story, how I turned to be transformed to be a transformer manufacturer. I always like to interact with the young generation. You know why? You young generation are more intelligent and had developed a faster receptive mode. We generation, of course, most of the people I know are not that fast to accommodate or adapt the Internet of Things or Internet connected things. When I asked some doubt to my kids, not kids, they are grown up, they will try to explain. They are so fast. So if I couldn't understand that, the second or third question, they will get angry. Amma, you have to study yourself. It's internet is or anything is, the new thing is like that. You have to study yourself. We are not that much receptive as you think. Then I will take it as a challenge. I will take my phone or anything related to IT. I will study myself. In that case, that's good that we will study everything in that, but we will take some more time to study everything than you. So I won't take the risk of teaching you anything. Rather, I wish to study more from you, from the interactive session, as sir said, after my speech. I wish there will be a very, very good interactive session with me and you. Hope you will help me for that also. I shall share some of my thoughts and experience as an entrepreneur, that too, especially in Kerala. This young generation is full of energy. I wish this meeting will be a physical one so that I can also get some positive vibes from you. The positive energy will transmit from people. But nowadays, I don't know. You are very intelligent, you are very smart, you are very receptive, with full of energy. But sometimes we can hear a lot of pressure-related issues, stress. Not only these children, but many of the people are complaining about stress, right? What is stress? Stress is body's stretch response. It's an automatic psychological reaction event or a course of events. The perception of threat activates our sympathetic nervous system and triggers an acute response that prepares the body to fight or to flee. As you know, man is a 200,000-year-old species. They lived in forests, fought with animals, faced worse conditions, and survived. And slowly evolved into a refined species that's seen today. It took many generations for that evolvement. There are 3 options, 3 Fs to face a situation. First one is to fight. Second one is to flight. And the third one is to freeze. Now, at present, I'm reading a book, its name is 90 Days to Life by Rubal Chandy. You might have seen many books by Rubal Chandy. This is a beautiful work. If we have to face a situation, we can opt any of the three things: fight, flight, or freeze. If we face a situation, we can prepare to fight with it and accept what may come. I usually prefer to fight with the situation. We may succeed, or normally we will succeed if we fight with the situations. Or the second one is flight, escaping from that situation. That will not be good for a person who wanted to be successful in life. And the third one is to freeze, doing nothing and standing still there. You just imagine if a snake coming to bite you, which will you opt? Fight with the snake, flight, or freeze? Of course, freeze will be in danger. Either you can fight with that or to escape, flight from that situation. Normally, I like to fight with any situation. And when faced with the difficulties, the mind tends to eternalize or generalize them. Remember, everything around you is constantly changing. Everything is temporary. And nature never gives us a problem that cannot be handled. And always there's an energy always caring for you. When worried and stressed, the body's immunity drops, making us more vulnerable. And science says when we panic, the amygdala, the emotional management mechanism of the brain, get hijacked, compromising our ability to respond to danger and to make correct decisions. So don't be worried and stressed. That will affect your decisions. Think about the situation, fix it, try to fix it, try to fight with it, and take correct decisions. That will be much helpful for you in your future career and in your future life. Actually, what creates panic is the fear of losing control of life, right? And the future outcome of our actions. Don't be afraid to face the situations. Decide to challenge it. Have the faith that every experience in life, whether it is good or bad, that help you to grow. If it is a good experience, definitely well and happy. But it's a bad experience, try to learn from that. You will succeed and correct it in future. You will gain from that only. Most probably, most of us have heard the expression born leaders. The phrase complains that qualities that makes a good leader are innate. It's true that certain qualities like sense of humor, humility, all may be innate. But however, the research shows that only 1/3 of the variance in leadership qualities is associated with hereditary. Studies by Teresa Guda, a professor of Northeastern University, shows that leaders can be developed. I believe that leaders can be developed. And effective leaders empower others to accomplish their personal goals by providing guidance, feedbacks throughout that help others to improve their skills. In any institution, this is what is happening. Your teachers are doing this. Your teachers empowers you to accomplish your goals, shaping your thought process. And I'm sure you people will have an excellent training, I'm sure, from this, your faculty. Make use of it. They will train you properly. And coming to my entrepreneurial experience or entrepreneurial journey, I'm not a feminazi. First of all, let me tell you, I'm not at all a feminazi. But I don't like gender discrimination. Around 58 or 57 years ago, My mother was so desperate to have her fourth girl child, as she was expecting a son every time. Being in a business family, she thinks only sons can lead the family business. And that may be the reason she desperately wanted a boy. After 2 years, I was born. 2 years after I was born, God answered her prayers. Our family was blessed with a boy. And since then, my constant will to improve myself started. I wanted to do everything my brother was allowed to do. Go to library, go for shopping, taking pets to veterinary hospital, or accompanying my father to his shop. You may be surprising why this lady is saying all these things, because these were the few things that girls weren't supposed to be doing those days. Think about yourself, how lucky you generation are. You have got the freedom to think, freedom to act, everything you have got. But thankfully, my father gave me a lot of freedom, and my childhood was a fairly decent one. And I was an average student throughout my college days and school days. After my BTech, when all my friends were running around for a government job, I wanted to do something of my own. But when I shared this idea, immediately my mom opposed. As an unmarried girl, doing something of her own was not common in those days. Just think. So like any other girl of that age, I got married to Mr. Balachandran, who was an electrical engineer and was a silent partner of a company manufacturing small type of transformers like current transformer, potential transformer, like that. Luck was on my side. He was not working with that company, so I got an opportunity to work for that company on behalf of him. See, some people become entrepreneurs is by choice. They are really passionate about doing something of their own, so they will become entrepreneurs. And some people by chance, due to inherit the family business, or due to some unfortunate happenings in the family, they have to take care of the business, like that. But in my case, I became an entrepreneur is by my choice. But the line selected was by chance. Mahadevan sir was asking why she turned to a electrical engineer. That is the reason for that. I took it as a chance. I got a chance to work for that company. I immediately agreed and I joined that company. I worked there for 5 years. And that 5 years, I took it as a learning period. I studied everything. That basic knowledge in engineering, that we will have that IQ, we can study everything, right? I took tuition in electrical engineering. I studied. It was a tedious time. That 5 years again, after completed engineering in 5 years, again 5 years, I took it as a learning period. I studied everything in electrical, everything in accounting, management, and that was a learning period for me. After gaining experience for that 5 years, myself with my brother-in-law started a company for manufacturing distribution transformers. Why we chose distribution transformer as our product is simply because we were the first private manufacturer in Kerala for distribution transformers, and that was a time the apartment culture was nurturing in Kerala. So we thought this is the right time and the right place to start a business. So we made a project report. And as I said earlier, we were the first private manufacturer in Kerala for distribution transformers, and we are the first people to make dry type transformers in Kerala. So we made a project report, and it took almost 3 years to approve our project to sanction a loan for our project. They were not convinced about our project. Finally, KSADC approved our project and sanctioned a loan. I think, Lakshmi, you can show the... Lakshmi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
To familiarize with our products, I think it will be better to show that products, I think. Okay, I'll start, then after that we can go for that. I think, yeah, good. You have to move it, Lakshmi.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, Lakshmi, for supporting me, helping me for that.
Welcome, ma'am.
And I'll come back to the initial days of my initial entrepreneurship, first entrepreneurship. So it took almost 3 years to get our project approved and sanction a loan. And there's almost 15 to 16 approvals to get from various departments. And it's an Herculean task to get all these things approved. You know the situations in Kerala. We have to run behind that every office many times. Now, these things are changed much. Still, every government every time is saying there will be a single window scheme for this, all the sanctions together. But till date, it's not fully in action. Very sad to know that, but things are improved much considering the situation 32 years back. So we got the approvals and we started the company. Since it was a startup, it was a lot of work those days, and our days were so long. We have to work hardly, and the political scenario in Kerala was not that conducive. The work culture was not that conducive. So there are a lot of issues every day, lot of issues. Still, we enjoyed working because of the passion that came from making something of our own. See, the passion is what drives you or motivates you to go to work every day. In any field, it's the passion that drives you. The rescheduling, we have taken a huge loan from KSADC, and the rescheduling of loan was a common thing throughout the loan period, so that you can imagine the health of the company. Because after we started, after a few years of our starting, there was an economic recession came. That's why we find it difficult to repay the loans. So there were times you have to sell or dispose our personal properties to clear off the loan. And slowly, after a few years, our graph shown a steady upward trend. And my husband joined the company as a marketing director. After that, we had a steady upward graph, fruitful years. And we reached a point in our career that we paid off all the loans. We are enjoying that returns from the business. That was a fruitful few years. But after a smooth sailing of 18 years, some personal interest came up. Though our company was professionally managed, this could not be settled properly, and we have to leave that company. That was a big blow in my personal and professional life. I was totally shattered and disturbed, totally broken, and was confused too, pretty unaware of what to do. Back to square one. And some well-wishers encouraged us to move forward in your career by finding a new job. Don't do entrepreneurship again. At certain point, when I reduced to tears, one of my friends told me that they really didn't want to see me like this because I'm capable of doing much more. And this is not how it should end for me. See, sometimes that small piece of advice will give you more encouragement. That will lead you to do something more. And when I expressed my difficulty of establishing a brand, again, one well-wisher told me, "Madam, you are capable of establishing a brand still. Please go ahead." That types of advices that makes us, not me. You may be remembering the Hanuman story. Hanuman doesn't know his powers fully. Every time someone else has to say him about his powers and motivate him, then he will get more and more strength. Before jumping to Lanka, all the assistants were motivating him and encouraging him, praising him. Then only he could have that courage, and he just jumped to Lanka. Like that, every one of us may be having that sort of that state of mind. If someone is there to motivate you or encourage you, we will get more energy. It's common among people. After many months of few months, not many, I will say, few months of brainstorming session of whether I should go for a job or to continue as an entrepreneurship. Finally, I chose the latter, to continue as an entrepreneur. I just followed what my heart told me. There will be n number of people to advise you, isn't it? That's the easiest job one can do. No fees, no consultancy charges, no interest, no liability, nothing. Still, I always listen to all these advices because we will get some bits and pieces, good ideas. It's always better to listen to those type of people also. We may get some good ideas. But ask yourself several times before taking a decision. You just follow what your heart says. Yes, I decided to fight back. Though I faced a lot of objections from all corners, all possible corners, I decided to become an entrepreneur again. I tried hard to convince them. As usual, my mom objected. She was stating some health issues about my health, because I had some health issues that time. That's quite natural. Though initially my husband was reluctant, after seeing my determination, and he supported me. He and my kids also supported me. Instant support from them. That's my strength. And again, he chose a job as a marketing engineer. We came down from the director post to he chose as a marketing engineer from some other electrical product because we need our regular income. All those money we have saved till that date, we used to set up a company. So he chose another job. So I ventured the company. With his help only, I ventured the company. Again, start from the scratch. Here, my motivation was, it was my necessity of existence. I have to prove myself. So I took it as a challenge. I consider this as it's more easy for me compared to my first venture because I know the subject, I know the product, I know the market. And I had confidence in my husband's marketing expertise. So we decided to venture the company. He took the job and I ventured the company. I was little confident, but again, we had zero working capital. Because what all money we saved, we used it for setting up a company. I cannot say it a factory because it was a small shed. A good testing lab also we arranged because testing is a mandatory thing for our products. So a good testing lab with the minimal facilities, I set up a plant also. This time we decided not to go for a bank loan because in the first venture we have faced all the struggles and all the stress. It was a sword hanging over you, that interest and loan. It was a huge loan, and this time we decided not to go for a loan. I don't know whether it's a right decision for a business or it's a conservative way of doing business, I don't know. But we decided not to go for a bank loan. Instead, I called all my suppliers. I have a very good relation with my suppliers. I called all my suppliers and explained the situation. The support they have given was remarkable. When I explained the situation, they told me, "Madam, we won't ask you for payment. We believe you. Whenever you are capable of repaying it, just do it." That support was the capital for my second innings. That was the backbone of my second innings with Resitech. That was the main asset I have attained in my professional life, that belief, their confidence in me. And actually it was too hard for me to adjust with the new environment because the previous establishment, I had an AC office, everyday meeting, too busy, phone calls, production meeting, interviews, so busy. But now a small shed with a few people around and to no office space to sit and a common bathroom for me and for my workers. Okay, I don't care all such things. My vision and my mission is to establish my company. I want it to be successful. Nothing else prevents me from doing that. I spend all the time in the plant with my workers. And it was in an, in an industrial estate. There were times I spent there till 2 o'clock in the morning. Nothing prevents me from achieving my vision. That's it. We both, my husband also helped me. We both tried to hire experienced retired persons from KEL, and also from other companies, and started the company. The next thing was to establish a brand. That was also a major challenge actually. But however, with the Balachandran's expertise in marketing and with the support of well-wishers and our consultants, electrical consultants, and of course contractors, we slowly entered into the market and we captured the market. And after a few years, maybe some 7 or 8 years, we constructed a new building, and presently this is I think this is the 14th year of Resitech. Resitech is a debt-free company, and we are enjoying a good market share also. As seen in the slide shown earlier, we are supplying to Indian Railway, Bokaro Steel Plant, then railways, major CPWD, PWD, everything, Water Authority, and major, what you say, real estate builders in Kerala also. In Palakkad, we are supplying to many, especially with Rajan Chetan of Buildtech. He is a regular customer of Resitech. So many supplies, customers we are having in Palakkad also. And all our products are type tested at CPRI. CPRI means Central Power Research Institute, which is a mandatory thing for our products. And all routine tests has to be conducted in our factory. All facilities are there in Resitech. And recently we got the BIS, that is ISI marking, Bureau of Indian Standard marking also. That too is a mandatory thing nowadays. And as shown in the slide, as sir said, a civil engineer explaining about what you say, electrical products may not be good. That too among well-versed, experienced faculty sitting here. If you have any doubt about any product, I'm happy to explain it to you. There's a dry type transformer is something new compared to the conventional oil-filled transformers. If you have any doubt, I will explain it in that interactive session also. And we believe in quality and customer satisfaction. And as shown in the slide also, we are the system house for Siemens Electric Company for their vacuum circuit breakers. I'm very happy and proud to be an entrepreneur, not because we are making money or we are having a brand, but because we are giving livelihood for more than 40 people directly and many indirectly also. And I believe it's my perseverance, my determination that helped me to stand on my feet. So dear students, you are starting your life, right? There are a lot of opportunities around you, and don't be disappointed with failures if it comes your way. Learn from failures. Okay, stand up and go. Just go. Nowadays, it's necessary to keep a good networking. Build your self-confidence. Self-confidence is an attitude about your skills and your abilities. That means you accept and trust yourself and have a sense of control of your life. Be confident, fight with your life, and always plan your life, set your agendas. Normally, we won't plan to fail, right? Failure comes somewhere in our way, right? Somewhere in our journey. We never plan to fail, but we fail to plan. That's what's happening. We never plan our life. So plan your life, fight for that, work for that, and I'm sure you will succeed. And all the best to all my young, energetic energy banks here. Thank you for the patient listening. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was indeed an inspiring session for all of us.
Thank you.
Any questions from the audience?
Since she has explained almost everything, I doubt whether any question is remaining. But still you can ask.
Yeah. Anyone? Come on, boys, girls.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I am Monica Osagam. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Ma'am, where did you learn your experience?
It's not clear who is speaking.
Experience, madam. I want, where did you learn your experience?
Thank you. I shall explain, if my time permits, I shall explain what is the difference between the conventional transformer you see in the roadside on a pole structure and the difference between that conventional transformer and a dry type transformer that's seen in a red color with the three things. You can see the slide once again, I think. Dry type transformer, it's something different from. Lakshmi, can you show the slide once again?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The conventional transformer is the one you see in a pole structure on the roadside. That is the medium of insulation is oil in that. And in a dry type transformer, there won't be, this is the dry type cast resin transformer. There won't be oil as a medium. This is the final transformer you are seeing. This will be enclosed in an enclosure so that air is the medium there. Air natural, it's mentioned as air natural, air is the medium. These coils, the red color thing is the casting. Inside that casting, there will be primary and secondary winding. The benefit from the oil transformer, conventional oil transformer and dry-type transformer is that these dry-type transformers can be installed inside a building, inside an apartment, on the basement or on the top floor. Top floor, recently there is some restriction, I think. On the basement you can keep. But if it's a conventional transformer, there's a restriction of 1.5 meters in all four sides, so that more space will be demarked for that particular substation. In this dry type transformer, the air brake switch also can be attached to this transformer so that less space is required for this substation. That's the main benefit of a dry type transformer from a conventional oil-filled transformer. Air brake switch means most of you may be knowing, like our MCCB in an LT connection, that protects the transformer and all other electrical things from any failure in the system. So air brake switch and transformer can be combined to form a unitized substation. That's one of our products, this transformer plus air brake switch. That's the main advantage. Almost our main customers are apartments, hospitals, crusher units, and industries. And we are not regularly supplying to or participating in Kerala Electricity Board tenders. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. There's one question in the chat box, ma'am.
Sure.
Madam, I have one research question. Actually, so far there is no on-load tape changer of electronic tape changer is not available. Do you?
Can you repeat the question? Your sound is not that clear, sir. Audio.
On-load tape changer, you know, madam, on-load that you
on-load tape changer is there, yeah.
Yeah.
Dry type.
This actually is there is if you want to change the load during the operation, it is not possible. Am I right, madam?
No, sir. For a normal conventional transformer, you have to switch it off and to change the taps.
Yeah. Now, during the operation, it is not possible to change it.
Yes.
It's one of the major research problem of what I have here.
No, sir. There's an on-load tap changing system. On-load tap changing, OLTC is there. We have to design transformer accordingly to connect the on-load tap changer. For dry type also, there's an on-load tap changing system is available. For oil type also, there's areas like interior areas where the voltage is very low. If we are giving it for an 11 kV, but it's less than 11 kV, 10 or 10.8, we can have an on-load tap changing system. So it will automatically change in the live condition also.
Electronic tape changer is available, madam?
Pardon?
Electronic tape changer.
Electronic, it's not actually electronic. Electronic is, it's not that successful in India. There are
That's what I hear, madam.
automatic
Yeah.
voltage regulator is connected to this on-load tap changing system. Electronics changing is not that successfully implemented in India.
Yeah, what I have heard, madam, the successful electronic non-load tape changer is not successful.
Yes.
അങ്ങനെ
Yes.
കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട് madam. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഞാൻ ചോദിച്ചത്.
Yes, yes.
Which is one of the
Oil things,
major
on-load tap
research
changing is
problems so
available
far.
there.
Yeah. So far, not tried or attempted. അങ്ങനെ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട് madam.
Yes. How do you define a success as? How do you define success as an entrepreneur? Good question, Vishnu Venugopal. Good question. As an entrepreneur, success means establishing a brand. I feel I feel I am a successful person if I establish a brand. And as I said, I feel I am successful because I am giving livelihood to more than 40 people. And by God's grace, it's every month I can give the salary on the 5th of every month. So in that case also, I feel I am a successful person, successful entrepreneur, because that always matters to me. My team, my staff, it always matters to me a lot. In that case also, I can define success in my words. I can say success as caring our staff properly, establishing a brand, I can say, and of course, making money for your livelihood. I can say it's a successful entrepreneur. And over and above our mental condition, it's a state of mind deciding. If you are, it's not. I believe it's not the turnover. It's the health of the company that decides whether I'm successful or not. Thank you, Vishnu.
Thank you, ma'am. Questions now. So thank you, ma'am, for spending your valuable time with us.
Yeah, it's almost 1 hour, God.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
And we look forward for more associations with you, ma'am.
One second, one more question. We say that failure is the first step towards success. What's your first step? It's Siddharth. It's a good question, but we don't need a failure for the first step or to start anything. It's not necessary that failure should be there, but for a success, we can gain from a failure. I have mentioned in my speech that don't be disappointed by failures. Take it as a challenge, take it as a lesson. You try to understand what made you a failure. Then learn from that and try your next innings. You will be a failure. And it's not necessary that always failure should be there to become successful. Be cheerful and do what your heart says. There are a lot of opportunities for you in this time, right? As sir said, many will vanish and lot of new innovations and new ideas are coming up. So do with courage, with confidence, do what you want. You will be successful. All my best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you once again, ma'am, on behalf of Institutions Innovation Council of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology. And we look forward for more associations with you, ma'am, in future also.
Sure. You are electrical students. If you wish to visit our factory, please do come and visit our factory so that it will be more informative for you.
Sure, ma'am, sure. We'll arrange one, ma'am. Thank you.
Also for your information, ours is the largest campus in Kerala. So if at all you come across Palakkad, you can just visit our
last
students.
week I came passed by that way to Coimbatore. Week only. I saw your institution actually.
Right. Okay.
Next time, sure, I'll drop it.
Yeah, you can visit, and Yashmi will be a good host for you. You're all here.
Sure, sir.
Good comment from your principal, Lakshmi. Congratulations. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so much, ma'am.
Shall I leave or shall I, is it okay for you to, shall I sit for the next session also?
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
feel like
sure,
you can
ma'am.
listen to Dr. Ajit Prabhu,
Yes,
he has
yes,
already
thank you.
joined. If you feel like you
Yes.
can listen, and you
Sure,
can also
sure.
patent something after listening it.
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we move on to the second session of this Impact Lecture Series by Dr. Ajit Praposa, who is the Joint Director of Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment. Welcome you, sir. I request Ms. Praveena Rahul to give us a brief about Dr. Ajit Praposa. Praveena?
Ma'am, may I start?
Yes, you can.
A warm good evening to one and all present here. I'm delighted to take this opportunity to introduce the chief guest for the day, Dr. Ajit Praposa. He is the chief scientist of the Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Engineering under the government of Kerala and heading the Technology Development and Project Management Division. He is also the nodal officer of the Patent Information Center, Kerala. He started his career as a scientist in the liquid propulsion system under ISRO, where he had made substantial contributions in the Indian space programs, especially in the field of cryogenics. He has also made tremendous achievement in the field of energy management in the Kerala state. He has initiated several new schemes and special programs for the promotion and popularization of ST in the Kerala and also designed several exclusive programs for promoting research in engineering and technology development. He is a key driver of innovations in engineering colleges through various unique programs and carries out massive awareness programs on IPR in the Kerala state. He has authored 2 books in Malayalam and co-authored 4 books on environment and biodiversity. He also has membership in various professional bodies like Indian Institute of Industrial Engineering, member of Indian Institution of Material Management and Kerala Academy of Sciences, etc. On behalf of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, once again I would like to welcome Dr. Ajit Prabhu sir to this function. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just
Before
before commencement,
Am I audible?
just before commencement, we
Yes,
heartily
sir. Yes,
welcome
sir.
you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
2 years back, you have been to our campus and
Yes, I remember.
you on
Always it is my
IPR and
pleasure.
related things.
Yes,
Right.
always it is my pleasure to accept any invitation forwarded by you. So that is why when your email came, immediately I responded. Certainly, sir.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Also, before the previous session started, you referred my name, and I that feeling vibrates in me. The kind of warmth and affection you have with me and my family, and I reciprocate the same. And also, I have the very sweet memories about Ahalia Engineering College when I visited there 2 years before. And also, I was so fortunate to have the hospitality, great hospitality, and like Danish, they took me around the whole campus, and I was so impressed by the facilities and everything. As sir was telling, it is one of the best campus in whole Asia and biggest and largest campus, I hope. Yeah. So with this introduction, with respected principal Dr. Sri Mahadevan Pilla sir, other HODs, distinguished faculty, my friend Mr. Danish, and all the dear participants, you just listened a very, very inspiring talk by Ms. Lekha Balachandran, and I am sure your mind is filled with a lot of positive energy and enthusiasm to start something your own, overcoming all the impediments that is coming ahead. And she was actually urging the students, rather than flight, but fight and get things done. So that gives the immense willpower a person must have and must pursue in life to become successful. And she has also defined success in her great vision with noble examples and all, from own examples rather. So I'm sure you are all now charged with that positive energy and enthusiasm. And now the session is actually focused on certain important tools and techniques which you need to acquire once you go to start something your own, like an entrepreneurship, rather innovation-based entrepreneurship. As Madam Lekha was mentioning, especially the whole world scenario, whether it is market, whether it is technology, whether it is people, that is changing every day, every time. There is no doubt about that. Even the kind of technological upsurge that has happened is mind-blowing. Of course, Sri Mahadevan Pilla sir and all will definitely remember, when our childhood times, when Ram Pilla sir used to tell us that his elder son is in Palakkad, we used to think, oh, so far. So when something has to be communicated, letter has to come, it will take 3 or 4 days, and a reply again, it will take. That was the kind of thing. Not even phone call was, even phone call was an alien thing for the common man at that time. So today it is not like that. Everything is on your fingertips. Not only the IT sector or other sector, every field technology is ruling, especially by the advent of artificial intelligence and so many things. I am afraid that it is
Not audible.
Again an alarming thing whether these machines are going to rule. But now, as when you look at small children. So anyway, that is another important thing. So I have a short presentation because now I don't want to divert on different fields, because as you know, based on my lot of experience and things, I can talk on many subjects now. But so with your permission, maybe I may go into the presentation more. Can you see the slide?
No, not
Hello,
seen.
someone
Not
can
seen. Yes, now it is seen.
Yeah.
Now we can see.
Okay, fine. I will. Yeah. So now it is visible, right? As full screen.
No, not full screen. It's a reduced screen.
So I think there is some technical issue. So this is visible, no? So I will continue with this.
It is visible, reduced screen.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay.
Okay, visible.
So yeah. So I will be focusing on role of IPR in innovation and business development. Of course, during the previous talk, Madam was referring to various IP related subjects like branding, naming the industry, etc. We will look into such finer aspects. As a prelude, let me bring to your attention that today we are living in a different world, and the economy itself is changed. Sir, the slide is moving. Can you see the second slide titled IP and Knowledge Economy?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
moving.
Fine, fine. So you can see the transformation to knowledge economy, where knowledge is the source of all wealth. That is why we say knowledge is power. If you look some maybe 25 years or to the 20th century, you can see that, if you want to become, a business tycoon or an industrialist, it was really difficult. Of course, you just had some of the difficulties Madam underwent. And probably if you want to build a bigger empire, definitely the complexity and the problems are multiple and complex. And always, you need tangible assets to build such an enterprise or industry. But today, all those things are not needed. You need only to have ideas. The question is, do you have some ideas? That is why sometimes we say ideas can change your life. It is true. If you have ideas, other things will follow. I will just invite your attention to the paradigm shift in global economy. If you look at sources for added value before the 21st century, it was land, labor, and capital. So you need land, you need labor, you need capital, and without this, you cannot imagine about an enterprise. But now you need only have knowledge or information. That is enough. And the main character of business before was hardware based analog age, and today software based digital age. And the production strategy was mass production with limited variants, and today small production with multiple products or variants. And the marketing principle was economy of scale, and today it is economy of speed. So you can obviously note that there is definitely a dramatic paradigm shift from the 20th century to 21st century, and that is why we call this as knowledge century. And the economy, of course, a new term or new economy that has been coined. Of course, earlier you were all familiar with agricultural economy, industrial economy, service economy, but today we are living in knowledge economy, where knowledge is that much powerful. Knowledge possesses lot of wealth and value. So here, intellectual property rights has been emerged as a vital source of wealth and competitiveness. Why? Because since knowledge is becoming valuable asset, nobody is ready to pay benefit or protection. That is the again another change that has happened in the knowledge scenario. So accordingly, all our education system is also improving. That is the positive factor in it. Of course, in another lecture, I was telling how our education system has been transforming. Maybe some 50 years before, if you take, probably when Sri Madhavan Pulasar was a lecturer in or maybe studying, the main teaching was transferring knowledge, teaching and learning, that's all. But subsequently, after maybe if I take 50 years before, and from there 20 years, 25 years later, academic institutions were forced to concentrate on research also. So education has got one more dimension, not only teaching and learning, but this dimension also is added, research. As all of you know, your principal is a great researcher. He has done a lot of research when he was in NSS Engineering College, Palakkad, and that too in civil engineering. Why I say civil engineering? In comparison with other branches, of course, the research areas are rather confined in civil engineering. In such a branch, he has shown wonders by doing research. So now you can understand, from mere teaching and training, the situation or the system has been added one more component and changed to teaching and research. Now, for the last maybe 10 years or so, one more dimension is added, entrepreneurship development. So today, a professor or a teacher has to excel in these three areas. First one, teaching. Number two, research. And also, he has to develop students for taking up entrepreneurship. So the primary job of a teacher does not end by transferring mere knowledge to the student. So he has to naturally equip the student by transferring knowledge, then transferring research aptitude and research attitude, and also entrepreneurship development attitude. So that is the a professor or an education system is meant for. And as all of you know, engineering colleges are the nurseries for innovation. So with that itself, whatever that you produce in your engineering college, may it be a small thing, it has got value. Don't think that it is valueless. Now you look upon various institutes, premium institutes in the country. Sir, slide is moving. Hello,
Yes,
can you
sir.
see this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this I have just taken from the website of IIT Bombay. So it actually talks about patents or technologies available for licensing. You can see this. And they classified into different sectors: energy and environment, healthcare, ICT, manufacturing, etc., etc. So in all these areas, they have developed certain technologies and got patents and now ready for licensing. You know, IIT Bombay has filed more than 2,500 and maybe 2,500, let us say, patents. 2,500 patents plus. And of course, if last year 2019-20 statistics says IIT Bombay has filed 169 patents, IIT Madras 189, IIT Kanpur 64, IIT Delhi 164, like this. Another interesting aspect in this website is you can see IIT Bombay offers intellectual property available as patents or patent applications or know-how based on its research and development efforts for licensing to interested parties in various areas. So you see, a premium institute, maybe some 50, 60 years before, focused merely on teaching and producing hardcore technocrats and engineers. Today, they are now slowly into patents by technology development and getting ready, equipped for entrepreneurship development. So this why I am showing is, now they have in their website an exclusive tab for this patent center. How many of our institutes we have a tab like number of patents filed or technology is available for transfer or licensing? That shows our academic institutions need to equip more on new knowledge generation as well as IP protection. So of course, you are all probably familiar with this model of technology push linear model. So how you get new ideas, new information, etc. Probably from basic research, you go to applied research, and then some invention happens. Of course, invention and innovation, there is only slight difference. Hope you are aware of that. Invention means something new that you are creating in a lab, but innovation means it has got a marketing edge also. You can marketable invention, you can say it is innovation. So innovation need not be a very big breakthrough, some invention. It can be even change of color, change of size, change of shape. Anything can be innovation. And it's development, production, and marketing. This is the linear model for innovation. And why you need IP for business strategy? Probably you are planning to start something new. Of course, during the interaction, electrical HOD was asking a question, Madam, you have not taken patent for this. If I heard correctly, that means he understands the importance and potential for patenting, and since he has listened to the talk given by Madam Lekha so carefully, he understood that the whole her business is now situated on a new technology, and he was raising a doubt whether it has been protected by patents. Why he has asked that question? Why? Because today probably this industry may not have any competitors. I don't know. But if patent is not taken, likely maybe similar lot of industry can come nearby and take away the marketing potential and chance of this firm. So definitely, if you are going to start a new business based on a new technology or a new product, it should be protected by a patent. So what are its advantages? You get protection, monopolistic protection for 20 years. That means no one can start a business or industry based on your technology or product, and you will be the monopoly in the market. Those who are aware of marketing strategies and market situation, how attractive the situation of monopolistic competition in marketing. That is the most lucrative thing. So also shown one interesting slide about the product. So the transformer with particular near to maroon colored thing. That is a design. That is a physical design that particular product has got. What will happen if the design is not protected? Tomorrow, somebody can copy that and do the same thing. You think about other products, probably small products, shape of a bottle, shape of a chair, shape of a computer, shape of a fan, shape of anything you take. So you need that design to be protected. Similarly, the previous speaker was talking about branding. At one moment of time, she thought of branding her product. How can she brand it? That is what trademark helps you. So trademark is actually an IP, intellectual property, which protects the exclusive mark or name for that particular product. Again, just like patents, if you have that mark, you can ever enjoy the fruits of that particular mark. I will come to that later with some beautiful examples. So this I'm leaving innovation process, as all of you know, and innovation starts as an idea or concept that is evaluated, refined, and developed before it is applied or acted upon. And innovations may be inspired by real problems. You find solutions, you are facing with a lot of problems, and the innovation, new or improved product development process, which leads to useful technology, requires research, lot of development, probably upskilling, testing, technology, proving so many things, and production, marketing, sales, etc. So experience with improved innovations. I don't want to dwell upon what is radical innovation and incremental. Radical innovation means which takes away the whole technology and kills the existing technology. A small example is, even you imagine land phone and mobile phones. Almost land phones are almost finished. Better example is the camera. You have digital camera with you. That has killed the old traditional cameras, which required lot of films and processing, cleaning, taking negative, positive, and so many things. So that itself industry has been collapsed because of the emergence of new digital cameras. So these are called radical improvements or radical innovations. And incremental means small improvements on certain products. Even mobile phone itself is a radical innovation, but you see each year they come up with different models, that is improved models, that is based on certain incremental innovations or improvement on it. Probably it may be based on its functioning features, it may be reducing the size, it may be adding some features, it may be different colors, different memories, and so many things. So yeah, also please understand that customer expectation is always increasing from time. So there is always a performance gap. If you give one product to a customer, don't think that always he will be happy with that same product. He always, after some time, he longs for a different product, different technology, different operational easiness. Think about a small example, this washing machine. The first model of washing machine, probably I have seen that. I don't know whether the young generation has seen that. It was just rinsing and all, that's all, very minimum facilities, but cleaning was there. Subsequently, a lot of functions and features were added. Today you have got dryer and even fuzzy logic, so which actually makes some testing or inspection whether the all dirt has been removed or not. Otherwise it will again do the churning operations and all, and finally it will dry, and even I don't know, it may iron and give you the ironed shirt or other textiles. So see the progress, different models. Similarly, the fridge you take, or any product which you are familiar with, automobiles, of course, I need not say that, every now and then model changes, technology changes. You just imagine 50 years before, there was only one brand of car in India, Ambassador, by Hindustan Motors. Today, probably I don't know the young generation, you have seen Ambassador car or not. In my younger hood, only one car in Indian roads was Ambassador, only one. And if at all some special cars are coming, that is maybe through either smuggling or maybe through some other back doors in Indian roads. But today, even Ambassador, that much technological advancement has happened, and every day it is changing. And now it is advent of your electric cars, which is again going to be a destructive technology, which is going to take away your whole automobile and mechanical engines and other things, and radical change is going to happen in that area. So like this, any field you take, computer, anything you see, changes are happening because people have more and more expectations. So what is innovation? So there are a lot of innovations in different areas. So Kellogg has conducted certain research and came out with 12 probable areas of innovations, like offering, that is what you are offering, that is very important, and platforms and some solutions to certain problems, and customers. Maybe you can innovate certain things for a special set of customers. In other words, you are creating new customers depending upon customer experience, value capturing. Maybe new process innovation can happen in process also. It can be a business process also, organization, supply chain, and presence where the product is available. For example, take okay, I will come to the example in the next slide. Then maybe networking and branding. So offering means new and innovative products or services, platforms, common components to create derivative offerings, etc., etc. And you can see, offering, new products, platforms like Amazon. You can order anything, from an Amazon, even books or even utensils, even household things, any technology, computer, anything you can order, which offers a lot of convenience to customers. And maybe solution oriented, Geek Squad. Then customers, new customers, or that fulfills a particular set of customers, customer experience. Similarly, value capturing like Google, and new business process like Uber, and what you call Ola, and other things like Zomato. These are all business processes that has changed the market. Organizations, maybe new organizations with new products, supply chain, and maybe presence like Netflix. Earlier, if you want to see a film, you have to take all the trouble and go to a theater and do. But today, your room can be changed into a home theater, and you can networking like LinkedIn and other social networking, and even branding, new brands, new products, etc. So that shows that innovation means not only restricted to any particular thing. It can be anything. If you leave your mind freely to think, definitely that will result in a lot of innovations. So I'm going to give one example. Probably if you go to the website of Spanx, I don't know how many of you have heard of this or maybe used this. Spanx is actually a success story. You can see, it is somewhat like undergarments, but a special type of garments, which actually offers, some kind of elastic pressure to the body parts and gives good shape. So the product is used for shaping our body. That was actually a new concept. Of course, the other garments, even pajamas, other things are available in various textiles and all, but still, which actually shapes your body was not available. That was the innovation made by, of course, a lady called Sarah Blakely. Okay. So you see, these are the shapewear products that shapes your and of course, see, you can see this coat also. Can you see this? Hello? Can you see this? Anyone can respond?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It all started with a pair of pantyhose, some scissors, and most importantly, a bright idea. Okay. So what is the result? See, all started with in 1998, very recently, with probably $5,000 in her savings. So that was probably the investment. And you see in 1 year, her revenue topped to I think 40 million or 4 million, I think $4 million. And you see she has taken trademark and many things. And what to say, today Sarah Blakely is a billionaire and offering her products in so many countries. It has become an international product. You can go to Spanx website and learn more about this. So this is a success story of how a new product captures the market and how you are building your business strategy on a single product with an innovative product. Another small example, every time I show this, probably in Ahalia also, I think previously on some other IPR talk occasion, I might have shown this because it makes sense. Ermal Frey is an innovator. He has invented something called a Coke can. You can see this. This is very interesting can opener, self opener. Okay, and today his royalty income is 148,000 UK pounds. So probably something like around 2 crores per day. That is the royalty on his patents that he is getting. You see, now you can know that it is such a small technology, but you see how much revenue or income it fetches for the inventor. So now you can understand how much wealth is associated with each invention or a patent. Another example, I am not going to talk more about this. Lego, all of us have used this, or we are using it for our children or even grandchildren. Okay, so for games and playing purpose with the building blocks and all, that is of course to develop some creativity among our children and all. And today, this all started in 1958, with a small concept, and today they are ruling the whole world in its product series. And today their revenue is around 43.7 billion US dollars. 43.7 billion US dollars. There are a lot of examples like Ostrich Pillow, that is again a classic example, while you are traveling, maybe by flight or long journey flight or train, railway station and all, airports and railway stations, you may have to wait for the next transit flight or train. So of course there will be a lot of noise, not a lot of light and things, you can't sleep well. You may be sleepy and tired with long travel probably. So what you should do, you should close your eyes. Even then light will disturb you, sound will disturb you, but somebody has invented a pillow like thing called Ostrich Pillow, which is of course blocks light and sound, so you can inside you can sleep so happily. And today they generated 69.5 billion US dollars as revenue in the world market. Today they have captured world market. So I'm giving some few examples to show you how important the new product development or innovation is, and also how each business is built upon new technologies. That is called innovation-based entrepreneurship. Again, this is regarding the top brands. If this is also available in website, I have taken from Google only. You can also access. If you type top most valuable brands in the world, this is a 2021 statistics. Apple, that it has got a brand value 323 US billion dollars, followed by Amazon, which has got nearly 200 billion US dollars, Microsoft 166, and so on. What does it mean? The brand value, the value that you need to pay to that name. For example, Apple. You suppose you are going to take away Apple company. Almost you have estimated the value of the whole assets, like its land, its machinery, its computers, its laptop, its mobile, its automobiles, everything you have, say, let us say X, you have added the value. So that is the deal. You are going to buy Apple with this X amount. But the Apple company will say, yes, you take away all those things, but you can't take away this name Apple. Then you will ask why. Then they will say, you have to give me 323 billion for this name. So you see that name. What is the begin it? Even we usually say what is there in a name, but there is something in a name that is called trademark, and that gives you brand value. In India also it is. You can see a lot of companies are having high brand value, like Tata Group, $21.283 billion, LIC brand 8.65, Infosys 8.4, Reliance 8.132 billion US dollars, and so on. So I have given some examples about new products which definitely helps to build a monopolistic business, and another I have given you some examples of brand values. What will happen if you do not protect this? That is my question. I have raised the question earlier also. If you do not protect this, somebody will take away your chance, your market, and probably he can conquer you more than what you do in the market. So that is why you need to know about intellectual property, and you should know about intellectual property rights and how to protect it. So intellectual property is that which results from the creations of intellect in industrial, scientific, literary, or artistic field. And intellectual property right is the legally enforceable exclusive right granted to the owner of the intellectual property for a limited period. So as per TRIPS agreement, there are 7 forms of IPs: patents, copyrights, trademarks, industrial designs, layout designs of ICs, geographical indications, and trade secrets. Don't think IP means don't know. All these 7 items are called as IPs, and it refers to certain exclusive things. So, like I can explain with an example of a mobile phone, which all of you are familiar with. The trademark, as we have discussed, it may be Nokia, it may be Apple, it may be Samsung, it may be MyG, whatever it may be. So even that you can register as a mark, that is called trademark. Then a phone is using a lot of complicated technologies for processing the data. It is using some operating systems, interface of voice and all, so many functions. So all these things needs patents. That means patents refers to technology. Similarly, copyright, it may use certain software, maybe some ringtones it is using, you can have a copyright of that, etc. And designs, it's a physical shape or size, I have already mentioned, that can be registered under Design Act. Then trade secret, probably sometimes some black box you are keeping, which you want to keep it as your own secret, you can keep it as a trade secret. So this is how each intellectual property applies to products and services. I will be explaining one by one in a short time. So because of time constraints, let me run through this. Please bear with me. So be attentive. So what is a patent? It is a right awarded by the central government to an individual or group of individuals for exclusive rights on their inventions and disallowing others to use, practice, or sell or market that invention without their consent or permission. So it is given by Government of India to either to one individual or group of individuals or scientists or professors or students who develop it, or to an institute, Ahalia Institute, like that, and gives a special right which disallows others to use it or practice it also. That means it gives monopolistic rights. Already I have explained that concept. So right is intangible in nature. You can't see or feel. Suppose you have come across certain technology that is something new, and you want to check whether it is patentable or not. So this helps you. This test helps you to verify whether your invention is patentable or not. You need to see only three things. That is, number one, novelty; number two, non-obviousness; and industrial application. Novelty means something new or anything that is new. Novelty refers to newness, whether your technology or the product is new. So how can you check that? You can check all the patent documents, other publications. That means it should not have been published anywhere. That is called new novelty, and that is the first and foremost condition for filing a patent. Other two things are not that much important. And second is non-obviousness. That means it should your technology should not be obvious to a person who has already developed something, or there should be an inventive step. Or in otherwise, I will give you a small example. It will be very clear to you. A usual example is, suppose a chair has got four legs. Suppose you say, I have invented a new chair which has got 5 legs or 6 legs. Probably it may appear that it is a newness. You might not have seen a chair with more number of legs, but it is obvious to even the carpenter that more number of chairs offers more stability and things like that. So that is not a you call it inventiveness, or rather there is no inventive steps. So such things, you have to be very careful. Then industrial application. It's of course you can say it's the least bothered condition, but these are the out of which this novelty is the most important thing, followed by non-obviousness and industrial application. So a patent document will look like this. You can see Government of India emblem, IP emblem issued by Government of India Patent Office, and that gives you all the details like patent number, application number, date of filing, then patent is name, what is that invention, etc., etc. And a patent is valid for 20 years from the date of filing, and it is a territorial right. Of course, if you have patent in India, within India only, you can protect it from, like that monopolistic kind of things. And if you want protection in other countries, yes, it is possible. You need to file separate patents in those countries. There is provision called PCT, Patent Cooperation Treaty, under which you can file patents in any countries by sitting over here in India. So a patent allows you to sell your invention, license the invention, and discuss the invention with others for technology transfer, etc. And once you have a patent, what are the rights? What are the benefits? You have majorly four benefits or rights. Number one is right to exploit the patent. Exploit the patent means, you can use it, you can make it, you can produce it, you can market it, you can sell it, you can import it, you can export it, whatever you want, you do, and you can do, and only you can do it. So that is called a right, special right to exploit the patent. Then right to assign and license the patent. You have the right to assign. You can assign it to somebody or to Government of India or some agency, and license it. You can, previously you have seen the IIT Bombay website, which calls for licensing. That means you can license your patent, and that is something like authorizing somebody to use your patent for production or marketing. Also, you have the right to surrender the patent. You can surrender the patent, and also you have the right to sue for infringement. You can file or take legal or other remedial measures against somebody who is infringing your patent. So these are the major four rights of a patent. And if you ask me how many types of patents, of course, you can, for your general understanding, there are product patents, that means patents for a product. There are patents for a process. maybe like a biotechnology process or other methods or even chemical process or similar processes, product by process patent. And of course, the term of patent is 20 years from the date of filing. That means 20 years, you are the monopoly, you are the king, nobody can compete you with the same product. And then, of course, the legal act is Indian Patent Act 1970, that is applicable in India. So let me go to the next item, that is copyright. Of course, it is again a very, very complex intellectual property, but because of time constraints, I will just touch upon what is copyright. Copyright is the exclusive right granted to the owner of a literary, artistic, or scientific work to use or authorize others to use it for its reproduction, public performance, translation, and adaptation. That is primarily for literary and artistic work. For example, you are making a painting, you are drawing, you are taking a photograph, you are developing some sculpture, so many things, so you can take copyright for that. The only condition is it should be original, that's all. But for patents, three conditions: novelty, non-obviousness, and industrial application. Here it should be original. So I am not explaining that. For other rights associated with that, I am just leaving that because now I have 15 minutes more. And for patent, it is 20 years here. For literary work, author's life plus 60 years, and for other thing, 60 years. And the right, of course, the act is Indian Copyright Act 1957. Comes the third thing. Now we have already touched upon trademark, which is a recognizable sign, design, or expression which identifies products or services of a particular source from those of others. Now, here you can see three marks: TM and R within a circle and SM. TM means trademark, which is pending registration. So you apply for a registration for trademark, and you can keep TM. R within a circle means registered trademark. So, for example, Apple, they have registered. So they are putting after Apple, you can see R within a circle. Microsoft, you can see R within a circle. Google, R within a circle. That shows already registered. SM is for service marks, not only for products, services also. Here are all the examples. I think I have already explained, so I don't take much time on this. Google, Microsoft, Adidas, State Bank of India, that is again service mark. Then Nike, Pepsi, Cadbury, V-Guard, Indian Railway again for service, Coca-Cola, all these things. So a trademark can be a word, a mark such as Ford, Toyota, etc. It can be even lines. It can be even combinations of colors, letters. Anything it can be. So term of trademark is initially 10 years, but it can be definitely renewed for indefinite period. So that is why Coca-Cola and all those companies, big companies, still owning the Act 1999. Then fourth one, industrial designs. Please permit me to go a little faster because of time constraints. Already I have talked about this, the physical shape or size of products, whether it is chair or juice maker, whatever. I always show some beautiful examples of mopeds or maybe scooties or bikes. You can see probably the engine and the mechanism and the torque and everything will be same, but people are buying the bikes looking at its design. It may be the color, it may be the shape of it may be the size of it which attracts a customer. So the design adds value or aesthetic value to the product which has got a marketing component. different types of bikes, ornaments, and many things. So industrial design is that aspect of a useful article which is ornamental or aesthetic, two-dimensional features like patterns, lines, colors, and three-dimensional features like shape, surface of the article, etc. One example given, you look at this pressure cooker, its handle, of course, it is in a curved fashion, particular design. We say that a design that adds value to the product. Similarly, you see the bottle, okay, Coca-Cola bottle, that is coming in a particular shape and color and size. Similarly, Harpic, classic example of another design, peculiar design. So, you can register your design under Design Acts 2000. Then comes the fifth one, geographical indications. Certain products are linked with its place of origin, like Darjeeling tea, Aranmula Kannadi, or Kanjipuram silk, Pochampalli ikat, and so on. So you can see, it is a GI is a sign used on products that have specific geographical origin and possess qualities or a reputation that are due to that origin. There are a lot of examples, French champagne, Roquefort cheese, and whatnot. So key attributes are uniqueness, quality, and reputation. If the product has got something very unique, for example, Darjeeling tea, it is produced in Darjeeling, which is in West Bengal, very high hill area, high altitude area, and that tea has got a particular aroma, particular smell, a particular flavor, and all. So that is unique, and that quality remains. Similarly, reputation. Another example, Palakkad and Matta. There are a lot of different varieties of Matta, but Palakkad and Matta is again a different variety which has got uniqueness, quality, and reputation. Palakkad Maddalam, which is made in a single, wooden piece of jackfruit tree, like that, that is again unique. There are a lot of products, and initially protection is for 10 years, and like trademark, that also can be extended for any time. So in India, there are nearly 500 GIs, and in Kerala, nearly 30 GIs are already registered, like Nyavara rice, Palakkad and Matta rice, Malabar pepper, Alapi green cardamom, Vazhakulam pineapple, Wayanad Jeeragashala, Wayanad Gandhagashala, and so on. So coming to business strategy, how people are building their business or business empire on GI products. This is a classic example of Darjeeling tea, and it is having huge demand or market in the whole world market because of its unique quality. Similarly, Scotch whiskey, probably some of you might have heard of it. It is again, produced in Scotland, and this is the area market for that, which has got again a huge market and export value over 6.6 billion every year. So that much value it has got. Similarly, Colombian coffee, again a premium coffee, very unique, and Russian vodka. And coming to the last IP, that is IC circuits, layout designs. Those who are in computer science or electronics, you are more familiar than me regarding the design of integrated circuits, how it should be placed and how it should be laid out. So that layout design can be registered, and it is for 10 years. So you can get protection. And the last IP, trade secret, I told you, many things, you can keep as a trade secret, like KFC, Coca-Cola is a classic example, dairy milk, etc., Vicks vapor of anything. So that certain drugs and that particular chemistry or that essence they keep as a secret, which they don't reveal, and that is their business secret. And they hold the market as monopoly because of the advantage. So now I think patent intelligence, I thought of going to do this, but how is my time look like? Danish, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I take 10 minutes more?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure, sir. Yeah.
So, of course, there is something called, I'm going to the, of course, the next level of patent searching and all. There is something called patent intelligence, because of, already I told you, if you build a business on a unique patented product, you can be monopoly in the market. But suppose you have a new product, how will you know it is a new product? And probably you get a patent, whether you are infringing other patents or not. So for that, you need to do some patent intelligence. And you need to do 3 types of patent searches. One is in fact for novel. Basically, is the technology new or has it been patented already? That is what you check. And then infringement, will your new product infringe on certain patent or a set of patent claims? Somebody has taken a patent over that, and your patent may be an improvement over that. And how long or how much more it is improvised, and how much more you are actually infringing on somebody's patent. So that search you can do for infringement. Then called FTO, that is freedom to operate. Is it risk free to proceed with implementing and selling a product or service using a specific technology? So if it is absolutely new technology, new patent, and it does not encroaches the claims of other patents, you have 100-degree or 100% freedom to operate. Otherwise, suppose you are using somebody's patent, your freedom to operate is 0. So between 0 and 100, it is spread over. So suppose somebody's patent, you are using some improved version or something, then your freedom to operate actually goes less, from 100 to less than that. So you need to get permission or enter into licensing kind of agreement with the other patent or patents holders. So the IP strategy is in fact necessary from early stage of new product development. So you make sure your inventory is protected against infringement, determine what kind of IP protection would be the best. Maybe you can think of patent protection, trademark filing, or even you can think of multiple protection. Suppose you have a product, you can take patent or file patent for its technology, its outer shape and size. Probably you can get design registered. Maybe it's other features. You can get copyright. Maybe you can name it and take a trademark for that. So multiple protection is also possible. And seek an expert to draft your IP strategy. That is very, very important. Having said this, IP strategy development is, of course, probably a new or emerging term to Indian markets, but definitely, that is a process by which, it ensures that you are no more infringing on somebody's business. Because, if you look at so many patent cases, of course, I don't have time, otherwise I would have explained, millions and millions of compensation each company is giving to other company for their encroachment of their claims or even infringement. So that things are also happening. So you have to be very, very careful, especially when you go to international to operate. Your options to use protected technologies should be either buy the right to use, you can buy the whole right to use, or license from the patent holder, or use. Okay, okay. So either buy the right to use, license from the patent holder, or use alternative technologies that are being. These are tools for technology transfer. And probably this is my last slide. So probably the issues are how to identify and acquire IPs, and how to evaluate your IPs, how to go about for your technology transfer, how to commercialize the technology, how to manage business on IP, how to plan the business strategically, how to store IPs for future, how to do research and development, etc. in-house and develop. So these are certain issues that you should consider while you are already establishing one enterprise. So that is all I have to say. Now I know I was running through some time because of the time constraints. Sorry for that. I apologize for that. And thank you for your patient address and phone number and everything is here. And so, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, I was listening totally. All right. So I think if participants have got any small questions, one or two you can try to answer, and after that.
Yeah. Pardon?
Yeah, if any comment is coming on the chat box, if any comment is coming on the chat box, I think nothing has come up so far. And Ms. Lekha has written, we have taken trademark. So that means they have protected themselves.
Very good. Oh, yes, yes. Very wise, very intelligent.
Right.
Thank you, Ajit sir. It was such a nice presentation and it was very informative too, especially for entrepreneurs. I don't think students may be that much
Thank you.
in a stage to understand all those things.
Yeah.
It was very useful for us anyway. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Right. But still,
Sir,
I will be
regarding the
happy if
patent
they
search, I have a doubt.
know the gravity of the subject, and at least if they can keep it in mind that such things are there, then I think
definitely that
yes.
will that will help them.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you can ask the doubt. Yes.
So yes, I have a doubt regarding patent search, sir. What is the procedure actually? We have to go for a patent search. Actually, we have to depend on some external sources, or do we have any governmental agencies to support us for the patent search process? I think there is some net issues.
Yeah, I think he hasn't heard it.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Something. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Now I think.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Yeah. Please
Sir,
repeat the question.
sir, I was asking a question.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That is, for the patent search procedure, do we have to depend on some external agency, or is there any governmental agencies who can help us for the patent search procedure?
Yeah, definitely. We are there for you, so you can count on us. We are the government agency to help you for patent search and guide you on these IP strategies.
Okay, sir. So for the initial filing of patent, we can directly contact the governmental agencies, or do we have to do anything from our part as the initial step?
No, what you can do is, if you want to know the patent search, you want to do the patent search to check for the novelty or so. What you need to do is you go to our website, in KCST website, there is a patent facilitation form. You simply download it and an address is written on that. You simply post it or email it to me. Definitely we will do the rest of it and we will do the patent search. What we do is we are searching all the patents filed in all the countries, including US patents, Chinese patents, Singapore patents, Europe patents, etc. And then maybe it may take 1 week or 2 weeks time. Within that time, we will let you know what is the novelty of your invention and whether it is patentable, and if so, what are the steps you have to take. All these things we will let you know.
Thank you so
It
much,
is free
sir.
of cost. It is free of cost.
Okay, that's why I asked, sir. We are in a process of that, so that's why I want to clear for that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. For the participants, we have put the feedback link in the chat box. Please fill the feedback link for the participation certificate. If
Also,
there are
let me
any
give you one
questions,
more information before
yes.
closing. In our website, if you go in the downloads tab, there is a information booklet on IPR, which
Okay, sir.
gives all the details, probably more than what I have mentioned about patents and other IPs, their filing fees and filing procedure, office, which office you have to file, its address, contact number, everything in detail. It is there in the information booklet. Of course, even though it has got copyright, you can use it for your purpose or academic purpose. You are free to use it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Before going to the end of this session, I would like to invite Mr. Anish K., Assistant Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, to propose the vote of thanks for this gathering. I invite you, sir.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Respected Principal, Vice Principal, and most valued invited guests, colleagues, and dear students. On behalf of Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology and Institutional Innovation Council of Aset, I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Dr. Ajit Prabhu, Chief Scientist, KSCST, for accepting our invitation and sharing the valuable knowledge on intellectual property rights. I also wish to express my sincere gratitude to Ms. Lekha Balachandran, Manager Director, Recitec Electricals, for being with us and for sharing your inspiring ideas. On this occasion, I would like to thank IIC Mhrd for providing support to organize such events. I thank staffs, students, and participants for their wholehearted support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sri Madhavan sir, for giving this
Thank
opportunity to interact with your brilliant and bright students, who I feel are very innovative and will come up with a lot of patents and other
Definitely.
IPs. I wish.
I'm hopeful of having you both in our campus. We have got many ideas which we can make it fruitful with your help. So
Yes,
I look forward, once the COVID is over, having you and Mrs. Lekha come over here and sharing with our staff and students Thank you very much for joining us. It has been very interactive, very, very informative. Both of you have done total justice to your duty. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your
Thank
nice
you.
words.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.